Good morning, Cappuccino. Here is our warm-up to today. So this is like what you were doing in Math Space on assignment number 22. We are going to complete this table by using this rule. So I'm going to change the x value to this x value right here. So I'm going to substitute -2 in for x. So my first one, y equals -3, parentheses, -2. And this is multiply. When it's right next to the letter, when the number is next to the letter, it means multiply. So -3 times -2, a negative times a negative is a positive. So y is 6. Then I fill in my table. Then I do the next one. I'm going to change x to -1. Y equals -3 times -1. Again, a negative times a negative is a positive. So I get +3. Then the next one, y equals -3 times 0. -3 times 0, well, that's just 0. So I get to put in 0 right here. The next one, y equals -3 times 1. So my x is 1. -3 times 1 is -3. When the signs are different, the answer is negative. And the last one, y equals -3 times 2 gives me -6. Okay? Now, I want you to notice something interesting here. Look at all the numbers here. What do you notice about them? Is there a pattern when I go from here to here? What can I do to 6 to end up with 3? 6 minus 3 is equal to 3. 3 minus 3 is equal to 0. 0 minus 3 is equal to -3. -3 minus 3 is equal to -6. So you should see that there's a pattern in your answers. So these are the answers, but you should notice there's a pattern. There is a pattern. All right, I'm going to let you do these two without me. Okay, so you are going to do these two problems and then take a picture and send them to Canvas. Okay, or on your phone, get into Canvas, click Submit Assignment, and take a picture and send those to me. Okay, if you need help uploading your pictures to Canvas, send an email to Mr. Alvarez or to me and we can help you. All right, today's notes. We're going to do something very simple today. Looks complicated, but it's not. Just the notes are a little complicated, but it's very simple. We're going to do identify. We're going to learn to identify the x and y intercepts from a graph. So in Math Space today, you will be given a graph. But today we're going to practice making a table and then graphing the points. Okay? And then we'll talk about x and y intercepts. So if I'm going to graph the equation y equals 2x, I can first make a table, and then from the table, I can make a graph. So, just like we did in the warm-up, I'm going to change the x to the number here. So 2 times -2 is -4. I'm going to put the answer right there. 2 times -1 is -2. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 1 is 2. And 2 times 2 is 4. So I've completed my table using my rule, just like on the warm-up. Now I'm going to graph my points. Well, first of all, let me label my axes. These lines are called axes. This one is called the x-axis. And the one that goes up and down is called the y-axis. Now I'm going to put numbers on. This is 0, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm just going to put the number on that number 5 so things don't get too crowded. And if I go to the left, 0, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. And I can go up, 0 in the middle, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops, should be making my lines. This is +5. And if I go down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is -5. So we don't always have to put a number on every single mark, okay, because it gets a little crowded. This looks nicer. Okay, so this is called the x-axis. This is called the y-axis. Now I'm going to plot my points. -2, -4. It's right there. That's the first point. The second point, -1, -1, -2. Third point, 0, 0. Oh, I don't go anywhere. Stay right there. 1, up 2. 2, up 4. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and connect the dots. When you are asked to graph an equation, we're going to connect the dots. So I'm going to take my ruler and see how that's linear. It makes a line. It's linear, and I can just draw a nice straight line using my ruler. There it is. Okay, so that's putting together things we've been practicing. Now the new part. Here's the new part. State the x value of the x-intercept. The x value of the x-intercept. What is an x-intercept? An intercept is where your line crosses the axes. So this line is crossing this line. Where do they cross? Where do they cross? Where do the lines cross each other? So here's my x-axis, here's my line. Where are they crossing? I'm looking for this point. Where do they cross? They're crossing right here. This line they hit each other, bam, right there. Right there. So the x value of the x-intercept is 0. So in math space, it's going to ask it like this. State the x value of the x-intercept. It is 0. Well, what about the y-intercept? So that is, where is the line crossing the y-axis? Where are they crossing? Okay, so I'm going to follow them. Where do they touch each other? Bam, right there. What's the y value right there? Ah, it's also 0. Y equals 0. Okay? So intercepts. The intercepts are where the graph, this is the graph, crosses the axes. Okay, so it can cross this line and this line. Notice they're both crossing at the same place. I'm going to give you another example where they're crossing at different places. So I am going to make a line that is going to cross, let me label this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. -1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And -1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so remember, this one is the x-axis. This line is called the x-axis. This line is called the y-axis. And now I'm going to just make up a line, and it's going to cross right here and right here. And I'm going to draw my line. Here's my line. Here's my graph. Okay, so what is the x-intercept? Where is the x-intercept? The x-intercept. Where is the x-intercept? That is where the graph crosses the x-axis. So if I follow these, where is it crossing? Right here. So that's this point. So I could just write x equals, and then what number is that? That would be -1, -2. X equals -2. Or I could write it as a coordinate point, coordinate pair. Okay, I could write it as a coordinate pair. Coordinate pair. If I write it as a coordinate pair, that would be -2, comma, what's the y value right there? The y value is 0. Okay, so that's the x-intercept. Right here, let's label it. This is the x-intercept. Did I just say y-intercept? This is the x-intercept. Okay, that point right there. Now this point is the y-intercept. This one is the y-intercept. Here is the y-intercept. So if I want to know what's the y-intercept, notice it's where the y-axis is running into the graph. Bam. They run into each other right there. That's called the y-intercept. So for math space, you're going to write it like this. You would say y equals, what does y equal right there? So let's see, here's 0, 1, 2, 3. Y equals 3. Or we could write it as a coordinate pair. For math space wants it like this and this. But it's good to know, how do we write it as a coordinate pair? Oops, and I'm running out of room. Hate it when I do that. The coordinate pair would be, oops, shoot, I've run out of room. I'm going to put it right here. How do we write this point as two numbers? Well, remember, x goes first. So to get to this point, I don't go right, I don't go left, so x is 0. X is 0. And y is 1, 2, 3. So something important to notice, when you have an x-intercept, the y is 0. And when you have a y-intercept, the x is 0. Okay, let's do one more. But this is what you're doing in math space. You're just going to write it like this. X equals, y equals, x equals, y equals. Let's write one more just to make sure we've got it. Here's another example. Make myself a nice coordinate plane. Here's my coordinate plane. And I'll put some marks on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. -1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Positive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Notice I'm marking the lines. -1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. This is my x-axis. Let's label it. This is my y-axis. And then I'm going to put on a line. I'm going to have it cross here and here. So can you see where it crossed? 1, 2 to the right, and 1, 2, 3, 4 up. And draw my line. So what is my x-intercept? What is my x-intercept and what is my y-intercept? So where am I crossing the x-axis? Bam, right there. So x equals 1, 2, positive 2. Or I could write it as a coordinate pair. That would be 2, comma, what's y? What's y right here? I don't go up, I don't go down. I'm right there. That would be 0. Okay? Math space, you're going to do this, not this. Y-intercept. Where's my y-intercept? Bam, right there. That's at positive 4. Y equals positive 4. How would I write that as a coordinate pair? How would I get there? I don't go right, I don't go left. So the first number is 0. And then I have to go up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so here it is as a coordinate pair. This is called a coordinate pair. That is your coordinate pair. Okay, this is called a coordinate pair. All right, and that's it. So that's what you're going to be doing in math space today. They'll already have the graph. The graph will be there, and you just have to identify the x-intercept and the y-intercept. And then I'll see you next week. Have a great weekend. Hope you're all well. Bye-bye.